afternoon. I'm Margaret Ann. I'm the director of the New Haven Museum. Welcome to the Pardee Morris House. This is our 100th season of being open on the shoreline, and this is a great kickoff for summer. So very appreciative of all the work that Giulia Gambale is doing with us and our volunteer in our herb garden. She and our neighbor, Rachel Hirama, have brought back our herb garden, so we're very appreciative of that. And just so delighted to have with us today our chef, culinary expert, and artist, Nadine Nelson. So I will turn this over to Giulia and thank the New Haven Free Public Library for this partnership, Native in Residence program, as well as UI and Lighting Up the Arts for their lead support of our programs this summer. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Hi, everybody. Good afternoon. So this is the first of possibly 4 culinary herb experiences. Herb experience, historic herb experiences. The first one is culinary. I am so very grateful and happy to have Nadine Nelson here. She is from Global Local Gourmet. She is a world-renowned chef. She's going to be showing us, demoing some light summer fare in a little bit. But I just wanted to take some time to talk about this historic herb garden and some of the plants that are currently in the garden. So this probably only take like about 10 minutes because the real show is like here. Can you see? It's like gorgeous. So this herb garden is an example garden with 4 sections. So the one that we're going to talk mostly about is the culinary herb garden, which is the one on the far if I'm facing this way, it's far left top. Then we go on to the the medicinal garden, which is right over here, bottom left. We have the household garden, and we have the aromatic or tea garden. So in 18th century, 19th century, these gardens would actually be over there, closer to the house, closer to the kitchen, so that when you're cooking, you just run right outside, you grab the things that you need, you're doing anything in the household. You don't have to move across. What would probably be out in this area would be your vegetable gardens instead. But this is what we had. It had started already. Continue that. So I'm going to talk mainly about the culinary garden. And I have some samples of the culinary garden, but then I have some other samples as well, just because they're pretty and they smell good. So first off, we have rosemary. So rosemary is actually in the corner. Actually, it was in the corner. Now it's winter savory because rosemary wasn't growing very well here. But rosemary was used in cooking, still is used in cooking, right? We use it here today. And now a tasty accent to lamb, to pork, to beef, kind of game dishes and stew dishes. And it's also considered an herb of remembrance. It was added to bouquets, weddings, wedding cakes, and for puddings at the time. I'm going to skip over my favorite one. You'll know what my favorite one is. It's going to be last. We have chives, also used in cooking. Yeah. I have for my meatloaf, which don't eat like veggie burger. You take chive flowers and you can actually just and mix. It's beautiful, and it also tastes very good as well. So were used in cookery since at least 300 BC, and they're both vitamin A and vitamin C. Then we have thyme and little. My field of rain is like a little bit later. I'm going to give samples of the thyme because it smells so good and it tastes so good. This flavored food and added has with antibacterial and benefits. And then we have oregano. Again, very aromatic. We use this today, right? Don't we? A lot. Across many cultures. And this, what can you not use this in? Soups, with meats. I take oregano and I'll actually put it in my salad. So I'll have like basil, oregano, dill. I'll have like a lot of herbs in my salads as well. Again, stews, soups, meats, fishes, and also has medicinal properties as well. My very favorite is lovage. Does anybody know or what lovage is and have used it? Yeah. It is. Lovage makes celery taste even more bland than it already is. Lovage is very, it's very potent. It's peppery. It's tart. It has a lot of flavor. This is droopy. This is another herb that I will put in salads because I love it so much. It is closely related. I know. Sorry, I had to do it. Every part of this is edible. So if you see in the garden, if you get up and walk around a little bit later, there's a big tall stalk. You can use that, and it has such a great flavor. Again, this was used for soups, stews, salads, dressing, and it has also been supplanted over time as medicine by Angelica, which we do not have in this garden, but we do have a medicinal garden here. So just to let you know, some other herbs that we have in the garden, in the medicinal garden, we have a lot of which is so pretty and so useful. And then we also have lemon balm as well. Again, these are all can be used. You can kind of take a step. I feel like I'm done. I can talk about the other herbs, but I'm going to check with.
Yeah, I'm just bringing out the food up.
I'm going to keep going. Talk about. It was actually brought over on a boat, and it's flowers of the sort are source of headache and migraine remedy. I think that you see feverfew like and that sort of thing toward insects and heal insect bites. Gardens. Here are the household garden, and you can see that we have catmint and lavender, which look very, very similar, but the catmint is on the left and the lavender is on the right. Rose. Everybody know the uses for rose and rose hips. So rose hips have a lot of vitamin C. It's very medicinal. As we're talking about and Cottagecore fat, one of the items that would go along with a dress like this would be a little handbag, rose, lavender, things that smell very, very nice, because we bathe like once a day, a couple of times a day, like maybe once every couple of days. But if you weren't getting a bath more than a week, you still wanted to smell good. So that's what a lot of the household garden items were used for. And we have a tea and aromatic garden. So that's where we have our lemon balm, our sage. We just recently planted chamomile, and everybody knows chamomile tea, right? And we also have bee balm. Bee balm is one of my very favorite herbs. I love the flowers that are right here. And these grow very easily. I have 2 bee balm plants that I actually took from here. So I had bee balm at my house, brought it over here, propagated here. Then I took 2 from here, planted it back over my house, and now they have 8 over there. So they communicate very greatly, and they do very, very well. They grow tall very fast as well. And then we have the sage, and I'm going to grab some sage leaves as well so that you can take a look at this. Yeah. So while Nadine is moving in, I'm going to walk around and television and provide. Hey, I'm going to put that. I have a napkin. Matching mask, little bow.
Very cottagecore.
Very cottagecore. I want to and go ahead and you can eat it. Yeah. So, and if anybody wants a handout, this has all the information. It is, yeah. You have it online. Did you want? You're good.
Oh, so nice.
I'm gonna get some more of it. It's like you have oregano. Yeah, you can go right ahead and eat it. Grab an oregano leaf as well.
Very, very spicy. But it's like ugly. Yeah. Oh,
And here's some oregano. Oregano.
Don't forget the feverfew. You have it in
Oh,
there.
I have it in my hand. Yeah.
And sweet Melissa.
One of the things is if you look in the grass, you'll see this fern-like plant. That's yarrow. It's common yarrow. Here is. I love it. Yeah.
It's very healing. I have tansy leaves here. That's supposed to be really good for your skin.
oh really?
Found some. Okay. Nadine's getting ready, folks.
I'm making
Oh, it's a gorgeous tablet.
a basil seed spritzer. with
Oh, are those
mango.
chia seeds?
No, they're basil seeds.
Oh, that's really cool.
So they're kind of like chia seeds. You can do if you don't have basil seed, where you get it probably from an Asian market.
Mm-hmm.
Then you can just use chia seeds too. And this is a great way to get.
And I could grab
Fiber?
all of these and they'll be like back in like.
And you know, like people like boba tea,
Mm-hmm.
those type of things. Spritzer, yeah,
Fancy.
yeah. It's really easy.
Still fancy.
It appears fancy.
Cheers. Salud.
All right, so Julia, should I start?
All right.
Do you mind?
I'm gonna. Can Soleil come and hold it? I just wanted her to see if she was helping you bring things out. Just because my hands are trying to go numb. I'm sorry. Can we trade back, love? Can we trade back? Would you mind? You're probably a better cinematographer than I am anyway.
Hello, I'm Nadine Nelson. I'm the creative in residence. This is my last program for the library. I am very happy and excited to be here. I am the chef and owner of Global Local Gourmet, which is an interactive culinary education company, and we do experiential Epicurean events like this. I don't know if people know, we didn't talk about what Cottagecore is. And so Cottagecore is this whole kind of movement of like kind of going back to the Victorian age and the whole notion of dressing up and kind of being more feminine. And I had the idea about doing this picnic. I love picnics because I grew up I grew up in Toronto, Canada, but I moved to New Haven when I was 10. And we moved here, my mom and 3 of my aunts from Jamaica, like my whole family, every weekend, we would go to different places and have picnics. So we'd go to Edgewood Park, Edgerton Park, Seaside Park, Hammonasset, Sherwood Island. So all like the different type of like parks and state parks in Connecticut. On Sundays, we would pack a picnic and then go and enjoy the space. And so as an artist, my practice is social engagement, so bringing people together in interesting ways. But then also, I would like to connect people to nature and wellness. And so I think that a picnic is a wonderful thing to do, whether you buy something or whether you make it yourself, like I did. It's one of those great things to do. I do have a packet for you, and I did not send it to Rose or the New Haven Museum, but if you signed up, I'll make sure that you get that packet, and it has all the recipes. I am a freestyle cook, so it doesn't really matter what I put on there because I changed what I wanted to do. I'm leaving for 4 days, and so I was like, I'm going to use what I have, and luckily I have the majority of things that I put on that piece of paper, but I believe in showing people how to do things in a way that you can reproduce them and use what's in your kitchen and adapt. So I would concentrate more on that. Then, but you do have a bunch of really great recipes that are easy and rely on things kind of on your pantry. There's probably one recipe that you might have to get, 1 or 2 that you might have to go to the Asian market, but you can also do substitution. So I just made a drink. I just made a mango spritzer, and this is mango puree, and I just juiced it. I didn't juice it. I used a hand blender and a little water and some brown sugar, and I made this. And I don't like things too sweet, so that's why. So I try and come over right here. So here is just a. If I had some ice, I'd put it on top of some ice. These are basil seeds, and basil seeds are like chia seeds. And you probably have to get them from the Asian market or specialty market. Like, I don't even know if they would have them at the market or Edge of the Woods, but either online or Asian market. Like, I don't know if people go out to the Coast Road and all those Asian markets, or even I probably got these at the Hong Kong market, right? And so you put a couple tablespoons in water, and then they just go up like this, just like chia seeds. And they don't really have that much of a taste. It's more for the texture. They do have a little taste. It's more for the texture. They're high in fiber, just like chia. Did you use chia seeds? Yeah, you can use chia seeds. And then you can use whatever juice or whatever puree you want. So if you have like strawberries or raspberries or frozen, and just churn them up, and then you can make a syrup and then do it like that. Or you can just use juice, like a little juice, a little chia seed, and then seltzer. It just makes a nice, refreshing drink. As Ella said, that it is kind of fancy, but really easy. I specialize in those things, kind of fancy, but really easy. All right. So for your picnic, I have things like that you can always have, and I love chutney. So I have some chutney that I made, apple chutney. I have cranberry chutney. Chutney is just like fruit or vegetable with sugar, vinegar, spices. Just boil it down. So like if your apples or like your tomatoes are going bad or something, it's a great thing to be able to make a chutney, and you can preserve it. So if you make it small like this or a little bigger, you can can it. Or I just have them in the back of my fridge, and because of the vinegar and the acidity, most likely it will not spoil if you put it in the back of your fridge. I have some nice Irish stout cheese. I have some nectarines to go when I have like fruit, grapes, cherries. I have pickles. I have some eggplant dip. You can do hummus. Here is a dessert, and it's just a strawberry trifle cheesecake. But I did what I had in my fridge. So I have blueberries. I have chocolate chip cookies, and then I made a strawberry whip, and all of this like strawberries, a little powdered sugar, whipped cream, and we just blend it with a hand mixer and whipping, and then put it on the top. So these are, I like to put things in mason jars, because then it makes it just really easy to take it with you and then bring it home. So I'm going to be on this end doing my demo. If I knew people would be over there, I would have switched it around, but it's okay. I have tomato juice, which I made.
So, like, could you bring the camera closer? I can't see what she's doing.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Tomatoes and water, but you can just get tomato juice. All right, you have a little bit of onion.
Great, thank you.
And, you know, gazpacho. This is gazpacho that I'm making. It's cucumber and tomato. And it has the peppers in there too. I put everything in there. And the recipe that I give you actually is it has the exact measurement. It's really good. I'm gonna use some of these herbs that Giulia.
You need more?
Yeah.
What do you need?
Can I get the little vase? So this recipe, I have there's a base, and then I have different versions. So how you spice it determines how, you know, like you can do an Asian version and put soy sauce and tisu leaves. Like tisu is like an Asian spice. Asian, it's a herb, and it's kind of like in the mint family. You know, you can do a Greek version and have oregano and put feta and maybe watermelon if you want to, because watermelon salad is something that's eaten. Thank you. So here I'm just doing what we have here. We also have some savory. Thank you. Some savory. I have some little lavage that I'm cutting off. So I'm gonna spice it. I have a little bit of red wine vinegar. I'm gonna put a little ranch vinegar. This is ranch vinegar that I made last year. I'm gonna put some I'm gonna put a little bit of Caribbean spice, the Creole spice, and then a little of Cajun spice. You can use chili, and like the Caribbean spice has like. The money not to put my hands on myself. So it has like paprika, onion powder, garlic powder, thyme, like those type of things in there. So if you don't have it, just use what you have. You know, like so you can use salt and pepper. You know, a little bit of garlic, the onions. I have some parsley, some scallion, and that's about it. Oh, some garlic, a little lemon juice, and on there I say it's crab or shrimp, but most of the time I serve it just plain. Right, and then there's a bunch of different versions on there with different spices. Because I love gazpacho all summer long, especially if you have a garden, because I just feel like it's like a salad in a cup, you know, and it has a little bit of olive oil. You know, except for the olive oil, it really has no calories. It's just vegetable and fiber. So that's it. All right, and then you know, the longer it just sits, the better it's gonna be. So this is a 3 bean salad, and it has So let's come over and walk with me so I can just show this. So it was frozen green beans, which I like to use. Just take them out because then it's cold. Then I boiled some lentils, but you can use whatever beans you want, like whatever 3 beans you want. Like a lot of times when I show recipes, they're like formulaic. So then it's like whatever you have. I have a couple of dressings and stuff like that you can show. I'm gonna do this kind of Mexican style, right? So I have black beans, red beans, and lentils, and then the green beans, all right? So it's 4 bean salad. I have some red onion. I have some salsa. Whatever your prepared salsa is. If you don't have prepared salsa, you can use diced tomatoes, regular tomatoes, some olive oil, some garlic. I'm gonna put a little bit of garlic powder in there. Some scallions. A little bit of pepper. A little bit of that Caribbean seasoning. A little bit of pepper. And that's it. I'm gonna mix it around. I didn't put olive oil in here, so I put a little olive oil. And I'll put a little bit of that ramp vinegar too. And ramps are in the allium family, so they just taste like really nice onions. And I didn't forage for them this year. I foraged a lot for them last year, and I made a big thing of vinegar. And kind of vinegar kind of lasts indefinitely. So then I will just put this in a nice bowl. That will be here on our picnic table. All right, and then I'm going to make chicken salad. Can someone go in? I don't know if there's a container of chicken. It's a square container, rectangular container. Thank you. All right, so this is a salad that I had in Chicago, and I put the person's name because I think he really should get credit because he does a really good job, and it's really, it's one of my favorite salads. It's one of the salads that people love of mine. So it's quinoa. Do people know what quinoa is? So quinoa is multi-grain. It's high in fiber. It only takes 15 minutes to cook, so it's really great. You know, you can do this with couscous. You can do it with cracked beef, which even takes a shorter time. Thank you. And so I made a quick kimchi. So, so kimchi. So it says in the recipe for fennel, and I decided I wasn't gonna go out. So I used cabbage because cabbage is like tastes kind of like fennel. It doesn't have that kind of anise taste to it, but there are fennel seeds in the recipe, so that gives it kind of that anise taste. But you have Korean pepper, and then you have sweet chili paste, and you have mango, and so it took a really interesting type of salad. And then, I had it with Asian pear, I've done it with nectarines, mango, pineapple. So it's one of those things that you can interchange depending on what you have. So here is, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So here's a Korean pepper paste, but most of the flavoring is on the cooked kimchi. That's how I show you how to make it. So I'm gonna mix these two things together, the sweet chili paste and the hot chili paste. I'm gonna put some oil in there. I'm gonna put, I have Magnolia Vinegar, and Magnolia leaves, they taste like, what do you think they taste like? Does anyone know? Tastes like ginger. So this is kind of like an Asian inspired recipe, so that's why I can use it. So last year I made this Magnolia vinegar, and all it is Magnolia leaves and vinegar. And you can make pickled ones. They're really nice and delicate. And then I'll mix it around and then put it on our salad with some more cucumber, herbs, scallion, some red onion, and then some mango. And a little bit of garlic. Here's a little bit of lemon juice too, or lime juice, whatever you have. So if someone says lemon juice, you don't have lemon juice, just use a citrus. You can use pineapple juice. You can use, tomato juice as a citrus. So depending on what you're using, really dictates how you can. The recipe is a guide. I always tell people, really good cooks don't cook by recipe. So you just mix it all together, and you can have these in lettuce leaves. This is really nice. You can put shrimp in here. You can put chicken if you want to. It really is up to you. And then I'll plate this nicely. Okay. And then we have one more. We have a chicken salad. And so the recipe that I gave is a stuffed Italian sandwich. Because like we're in Connecticut. I don't know if people know that Connecticut has the third largest population of Italian Americans in the country. I think it's like New Jersey. It's not New York. I think New York is like fifth. I think it's maybe somewhere in the Midwest, and then Connecticut. Oh, you know what? I think it's Rhode Island. New Jersey, Rhode Island, and I think Connecticut. And so I'm gonna make an Italian style chicken salad, and a lot of those herbs were here. So I just thought that would showcase what was already here. So I have some mayonnaise. I started off with some chicken that I boiled this morning. And so I just boil it in a little stock. You want to come this way, so I boil it in a little stock for like 10 minutes. It was frozen, and I turn it off. Just let it set, because you don't want it to be too overcooked. I have olives. I have pesto. I have a little bit of onion. I have some banana peppers I'm going to chop up. I like banana peppers. Huh? Yeah, and it adds like that little pickling flavor to it. It's a little different. I'll put a little bit of peppers in there. You can put sun-dried tomatoes, roasted peppers, you know, like you can make it like an antipasta chicken salad. It's really up to you. Chicken salad is so easy to make. And usually people have leftover chicken, and so I am gonna put some lovage. I just want to mix it around. So yeah, that would be great.
Everybody needs more lovage.
I'm gonna put some hot pepper, not hot pepper, but black pepper. You can put some red pepper flakes. And lavage would be really good in this because everyone likes celery in their chicken salad. And then I'm just gonna put it in here. You can make a stuffed like this. It makes it a really fun way to present your chicken salad. You can wrap it up and then bring it to your picnic and then cut it up. So instead of a stuffed Italian sandwich, it's a stuffed Italian sandwich. Where do people like to get their picnic supplies, your food from? Where do you like to get your supplies from? Your picnic supplies, like your food, if you don't make it yourself. Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah, Trader Joe's is great because it has kind of everything that you need. Yep. Yeah. There's a place on Circular Lab called Safario's, the old-fashioned Italian bakery that I love going to. I like going to Oriental Market to get like he has bibimbap and he has fresh spring rolls and kimbap, so that you can still get it. And then I love going down to the Long Wharf and getting the tacos and sitting by the water. So, you guys have any questions about how to prepare a picnic? Because that pretty much is my food demo, and I'm going to be doing people's cards if they want, florology cards, and you get a reading, and there's not there's enough people that I can be able to do, and if you want me to play some long games and do stuff like that. So, you have no more questions? Of course, anyone can do whatever they would like. I am not saying that you cannot, and I will not stop you. And you can ask me the question after you take it off. All right. So, thank you so much. It has been 6 months of wonderful programs. I hope that you have enjoyed them. I've enjoyed being the creative in residence, having grown up in New Haven and loved the library so much. It's been wonderful. It's been great to be here at the Pardee Morris House. Please come out and visit, look at their website, look at the library's website for all the wonderful programs that will be going on this summer. Please check out my website, Global Local Gourmet, or thekitchenoasis.com, or Stir the Pot. I got a lot of things going on this summer. I have a camp, and I'll be having different programming this summer outside. So please keep in touch. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Rose.